Just because AI is available does not mean you always have to use it. For example, the technology I'm using right now is a voice recorder. Now, it has a transcription process that uses artificial intelligence, and then the artificial intelligence can provide a summary. But what is really great is that the content comes from me originally. And so many people think that one of the quickest ways to use the AI technology to create content is by giving it a few prompts and then letting it create the content for them from that prompt, those minimal prompts. However, the way that I am using it right now is by speaking my thoughts and ideas into a recording in the same way that let's say, for example, a stenographer would take down the notes, except this is a digital recording, so it arguably is much more accurate. And then I will allow the artificial intelligence to summarize and even correct some of the information, maybe if it will correct the punctuation or some other things, or maybe not. I might just use this raw transcription as it is, read through it myself, and make the appropriate editing checks for myself, the appropriate as I am making a mistake in speaking right now because, well, I'm human. And so I would make the appropriate proofreading and checks is the terminology I was looking for. And I could do that myself. But it remains to be determined what process I will actually take. Now that I'm thinking about it, what I may actually do is use all of the different outputs that come from this voice recording. So using the raw transcript and then perhaps the summary at the beginning before the raw data, and then plug that all into a blog on one of my websites. I don't know exactly where this will go, maybe the uniquequilibrium.com site, and then go from there. There are a lot of interesting ways to use the technology for productivity. Some think that it shouldn't be used at all. Others use it for everything. I find both of those approaches to be cumbersome, and it's good to find somewhat of a middle ground. I think that what I'm doing right now by using my own voice and my own thoughts is a good way to use the technology and then summarize it. So use the raw transcript, use the summary of the raw transcript, and maybe even take this voice recording and put it into a podcast that will accompany the blog post. And then I could even take this audio, put it into some video of some footage that I already have, which is something that I've been doing for a while. And so now I have multiple pieces of content. I have a video, I have a podcast, I have a blog with text, and a summary to make it clear for everyone to be able to understand and digest more quickly and efficiently. And all of it just from me speaking. Now, I could do it the way that Gary Vee does, which I really have been an admirer of his for many years. And what he does is he goes the video approach. He records himself on video and then strips and extracts everything from that. He's already got the video, Then he strips the audio from there, transcribes that, and then cuts it up and uses it across all different platforms. Now, I am more of what could be called an audiophile, perhaps. I really like the written word a lot, but also the spoken word. I'm a musician, at first a singer and a guitar player and a musician of all kinds. I've played lots of instruments. And so there's something about the spoken word and audio delivery of information that really appeals to me. And so also because of the fact that I'm driving all the time, doing lots of different types of gig work, that maybe I don't know if I'm always comfortable with the video format. But then again, now that I'm thinking about it, it's possible that I could do that. Because if I'm already in the habit of taking random videos and putting audio to it, then how much different would it be if I had some video taken of me while I'm driving that may not be the best and put the audio on that? I don't know. Maybe it's because I prefer to show off my kickboxing endurance skills, which I have lots of videos of that I use for the purpose of correcting myself. It's a way of self-coaching. And so there are so many different options and so much to think about. But I'd like to just finish this off by going back to what was the original point of making this recording, documenting this thought in the first place. And it's that AI does not have to always be used for everything. It can be used in conjunction as a complement, as I'm using this, because I'm just speaking my thoughts, and then I will use the AI tools to help me to create more material afterwards, but there will always remain this original, raw stream of thought and stream of consciousness that I'm speaking. It's a way to keep the human component in all of it. And that's another thing that I admire about many of the folks who keep their raw, unedited, recorded mediums, such as Gary Vee with his videos and other players in the game. So that's it. I've arrived at another pickup destination right now, so I'm going to get this done and see how this little experiment turns out. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be satisfied with the way it is because, well, I very much enjoy how the improvised and the spontaneous is created to make, or I should say used. The spontaneous is used to create content.